In today's video, we're talking about the $1 million solar logistics. How to find installers, where to find installers, who finances the deals, how, when, who, and everything in between. So I've been getting this question a lot quite recently, and it has to do with the logistics of a solar dealership and how it actually works when you sell solar. Well, it's very, very simple to somebody like me who's been in the industry for 4 years, but to somebody who's starting up, there's a lot of things to know. It feels like you're drinking out of a fire hose. So I understand that question very, very well, and I think that's a pretty good question, and that's what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna answer it all. If you're brand new, if you don't know how the logistics works in solar, if you don't know how the process goes from selling the deal to installing the deal to getting paid, you're gonna find everything you need to know right in this video. First of all, let's look at the process and how it actually works. You have the homeowner on one side that wants to go solar, and then you have the installer on one side. Now, you come right in the middle because you're the one who's supposed to explain to the homeowner, have them compare apples to apples, and show them how their new solar payment they can replace with the utility costs that they're paying every single month and own their power instead of renting it. And that's the premise of the solar pitch. Once you convince the homeowner and you've done the numbers, they've seen the numbers and everything makes sense, now it's time for them to sign an agreement. And that agreement is between the homeowner and not yourself, but the installation company, because that's where all the warranties and guarantees are. They are with the company that installs the panels and the manufacturing company that manufactures the panels. So to recap, they're not signing the agreement with you, they're signing the agreement with the installation company. And that's why in a lot of cases you've probably heard me saying that it's not important for you to mention your company when you're calling the homeowner, because at the end of the day that adds extra friction. It could confuse the homeowner as to why there's two entities involved. You can remove the confusion out of the equation by simply saying that you are with the installation company and then don't mention any other company, and that's how you're going to make it work without confusing the homeowner. Now, the installer offers a workmanship guarantee, which is usually about 10 years is the standard. And as if anything happens to the system or for whatever reason the bolts come off of the roof and then the panel's kind of shaky or whatever, it's the installation company that's supposed to take care of that. Now, the production warranty, which has nothing to do with the installer and everything to do with the manufacturing company, is usually for about 20 to 25 years, and that has to do with the system not producing what it's supposed to produce at that exact time. So that's everything on the guarantees and warranties that you should know about and who takes care of what. Now, the next question that I get asked is who finances the deals. So the financing has nothing to do with you and your LLC, and it has to do with the installation company. So the EPC or the installer will have an agreement with a financing company like Gottlieb, like Everbright, like Sunnover, or whatever. These financing companies are supposed to help your homeowner go solar for zero down, which is the magic of solar. Them going solar without paying nothing out of pocket and then just swapping their solar payment every single month instead of paying the utility company. That's the premise of the solar pitch. So you don't have to worry about any of the financing options because that hasn't got anything to do with you as an organization and everything to do with the installer. The installer is the one that actually cherry picks whoever they want to work with in terms of financing options. Some financing companies offer lower interest rates, lower dealer fees. On our end, when we sell the deals, we get paid more than, for example, if we put that same customer with another financing company. And so you got to pay attention to those. Some companies, have better approval rates. And so once you get into the groove of things, you will understand who does a better job overall. And then when you run credit, you're going to put all your deals through that company first. And then if they fail, you go down the list. And that's how it works on the financing side. And then last but not least, there's time for an install. You have your installer that's supposed to carry out the work, and that usually happens in regular terms, and the regular time frame of system going up on the roof is about 4 to 6 months. I mean, honestly, quite frankly, it used to be over 6 months was like something that out of the ordinary, but it's pretty ordinary now. And so despite what many people would like to tell you that, hey, we install within 90 to 120 days, and a lot of times that's bullshit. It's not what it actually happens in real life. You have to read between the lines. You have to actually experience it firsthand. That's why we work with the best installers in the game that have 1 to 3 week installs in multiple states. And if you want to get set up, just DM me on Instagram, the word EPC, and I'll gladly assist you with that. Now, if the installer does what they're supposed to do, which is install the system and everyone gets paid, then usually in our case, that happens within 1 to 3 weeks. And I believe that's the only way to build a solar business, not just in 2023, but in beyond. Because the age of using old companies and biggest companies, I believe it's coming to an end. Simply because they have huge backlog issues. They aren't catering to the dealer's needs, most of the time. That hurts the dealers as a result. And I'm telling you this because I don't want you to find yourself in this situation. I made a video about this very, very recently regarding why I was even potentially leaving the industry. And that was one of the biggest reasons why. So again, if you're interested in getting onboarded with an EPC and having all the support that you need to succeed and getting those fast checks within 2 to 4 weeks, then all you need to do is just DM me the word EPC, and then I'll know that you're coming from my YouTube channel. Now, usually the final payouts happen 1 to 2 weeks after install, and you get paid, which is money you can use to then go ahead and grow that company like a wildfire, which you should. That's the entire process, from finding the installer to making sure the customer is having the best financing options in the game and having somebody credible that can do the job right. And that's pretty much everything in all the logistics that you need to know about. Again, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.